We are gathered here today to sip some tea, honey. So make sure you guys have your teacups ready because this tea is what? Piping hot. Hey, you guys, it's your girl T, and I hope everybody's doing good today. Make sure you guys have your teacups ready.
Get ready. Y'all get ready.
Yes, you get ready.
Because this tea is what? Piping hot. Good morning. I hope everybody's doing good today. So I want to come out here and talk about the whole Jennifer Hudson and David Otunga situation. So if you guys do not know, they are currently going through a divorce after a 10-year engagement, okay? 10 years. So I want to go ahead and kind of break this situation down. So basically, Jennifer Hudson did an interview with People magazine, and basically she's saying that they are going through a divorce, that basically now she's put her foot down and she's put him out the house. He's 37 years old. She's 36. We all know that they're parents to an 8-year-old son named David Daniel Otunga Jr. So now the part that I find really interesting / disturbing is the fact that Jennifer Hudson requested and received an order of protection against her ex-fiance. And she's also asking for sole custody of their son. So this kind of really caught me off guard because up until now, you've never heard anything about them fighting, being into it. And a lot of people would look at this situation and say, it's the man. You know, he obviously didn't want to walk down the aisle. He obviously didn't want to marry her. But if you know the situation of David and Jennifer, you would know that no, David actually wanted to get married. She's the one who's putting her career, her brand, her weight loss, and everything else before their relationship. So she's the one who was holding back. And another thing I find really funny, if you guys don't know, back in April, she did an interview with the Ellen show. And even Ellen was asking her like, yo, you know, it's been 9 years. When are you guys going to get married? And this is what Jennifer Hudson had to say about her long-ass engagement.
All right, so the last time you were here, you were engaged, and it has been, how long have y'all been together? 9 years, something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
About 9 years.
So no rush to get married? You're not in a rush?
I'm not in a hurry.
Yeah, who cares,
He ain't
right?
going nowhere.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. You're happy. You're in love. That's all that matters. Congratulations.
All right, so you guys just saw what Jennifer Hudson had to say. And, you know, when I saw that interview, it kind of turned me off. And I kind of felt like she was kind of emasculating him when she's saying things like, I'm not in a hurry. He's not going nowhere. Like, really? So you just think that you have it like that somebody won't up and leave you and won't wake up and be like, you know what? I'm wasting my time. You know, I wish them both the best of luck, but something ain't clean in the buttermilk, and I got to keep that all the way funky. Something don't sound right, you know, because it's funny that this man was so abusive and she wants sole custody of the child, but let's keep it real. When Jennifer Hudson was traveling all over the country and singing and giving performances, who had the child? The father did. He was a stay-at-home dad. He was raising that boy while she ran all over the country working. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that role reversal. If it works for them, that's perfect. You know what I'm saying? But I just find it funny that now that she's trying to come out with these slanderous remarks and making it seem like he's a horrible person and that she wants full custody. Well, now David has hired a lawyer, and his lawyer is finally speaking out to People magazine. And this is what his lawyer had to say. So the lawyer says this. He's saying, Mr. Otunga has never abused or harassed Ms. Hudson or their son. It is unfortunate, especially in today's climate, that she would feel the need to make these false allegations against him. Mr. Otunga looks forward to his day in court and in being awarded residential care of the party's only child. So part of me feels like she's only putting that out there, you know what I'm saying? Because as we all know, you know, David comes from a reality TV show background. He was Punk on I Love New York. He also went to Harvard and he had some type of law degree as well. So I think she's trying to beat him to the punch because let's keep it real. All these years, he's always been a wonderful father. He's been the one taking care of that child while she was performing all over the country and all over the world. And I kind of feel like Jennifer Hudson is playing a dirty game by putting a restraining order on him because most people feel like David should be the custodial parent because he's the one who's been taking care of that child. I think part of it is that Jennifer Hudson does not want to, you know, pay him child support or pay him any type of spousal support. This is the best way to get out of that is to taint his image, and I'm not buying that. I refuse to believe that all these years this man has been holding down the household. He's been the one wanting to get married, and now all of a sudden, you know, he's abusive and he can't be around you or the child. It just doesn't sit well with me. Like I said, you can't feed me shit and call it sugar, okay? You know, something ain't right there. Like I said, something ain't right because just back a year ago, back in August, Jennifer and David went to Sierra's wedding. And basically, she was telling everybody that because of Sierra and Russell Wilson's wedding, it made her want to finally take the plunge and get married. She was just saying this last August, that she's really wants to walk down the aisle. It was because of Sierra. And I remember reading that and I'm like, that's weird. Why would Sierra and Russell Wilson's wedding make you want to get married? Why would you not want to get married? Because that's your fiance and you're so in love with him. Why isn't David Otunga enough of an incentive by himself to want to get married? Why does it have to do anything with Sierra? So I just find the whole situation just weird, because just a year ago, she was saying that she was ready to walk down the aisle, compliments of Sierra and Russell Wilson. And now she's saying that she's being abused and she wants full custody of the child and she wants a restraining order. So you understand why I'm confused. I'm not just pulling this out the air. I'm not just being mean, for some of you sensitive Sallys out there. I actually like Jennifer Hudson and David Otunga together, and I've been over here patiently waiting for their ass to walk down the aisle as well. So I'm really confused by all of this coming out. If she wants to separate, okay, fine. Everybody's free to break up and move on, but what doesn't sit well with me is the way she's going about doing this, and I feel like she's trying to tarnish his reputation. From what I've seen, it seems like he's been a good fiance and an outstanding father to that little boy. This is another lesson that people need to realize. An engagement doesn't take that long, okay? If a man or a woman truly wants to be married, once they're engaged, the engagement process honestly should be no more than 2 years, okay? Because I know it takes about a year to successfully plan a wedding, especially if you don't have money like that and you're starting from scratch. These people have money. Jennifer Hudson has money. So she truly wanted to be married. She could have been to this. There's no reason for this long ass engagement, and I think a lot of people like titles, and unfortunately she comes off as that type. And when I say likes titles, what I mean is this: a fiance, it sounds a lot better to the public and to, folks who don't want to be judged as harshly. It sounds a lot better to say that you're a fiance than a baby mama. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why she was cool with this whole, I'm a fiance. Yeah, it was cute the first 2 years, but damn, 10 years later, you're still screaming you're a fiance? No, at that point in time, you're just a common law baby mama, okay? And I think her, and there's a lot of women and men like this, they like titles, but they're not really ready or willing to take the plunge. And I also feel like in the back of her mind, maybe she feels like she dated down because she's the megastar. Everybody knows her. He was more a reality TV star. Then he turned into a wrestler. He did his own thing, but a lot of people don't know him like that, but everybody knows Jennifer Hudson. So maybe in the back of her mind she was thinking that. And that's why I say people need to be honest when they get into relationships. People need to be honest about their feelings, what they want to do, where their goals are. A lot of people need to really talk before they get into these relationships. And when I say people need to be equally yoked, and you'll have folks in their feelings and feeling some type of way, but usually the folks who feel some type of way are the ones who are in these shitty relationships, who they didn't talk, they didn't really discuss anything, and now they're finding themselves in these relationships of 2, 3, 4, and 5 years, and it's going nowhere. She didn't want to get married. She should have been honest, because he's always wanted to be married. He's been trying to be a full intact family from day one. He proposed to her, after knowing her 6 months. He said he was so in love with her. He proposed to her fairly quickly, and they stayed together all these years, so obviously it wasn't that bad. So I don't know. I wish them both the best, but throwing out allegations like that is really serious, especially being that he's a wrestler, and a lot of people might be giving him the side eye saying, well, he's so big, maybe he's abusing her and beating her. But I just don't believe that, because like I said, up until now, she's always spoke highly of him as a husband and a father. And yeah, maybe it could have been a front, but something's not right. You know what I'm saying? It's just funny that all this is being thrown out there now, but for years, he's been the one taking care of this child. And I really feel like it goes back to her not wanting to pay child support or alimony. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how all this plays out. But again, people, before you commit to these long relationships, make sure you guys are equally yoked. Make sure you guys are on the same page. If you want to get married, make sure you get with somebody who also wants to be married. If you guys are cool just, being forever dating or, being in a baby mama, baby daddy relationship, that's fine too. But make sure you discuss that. If you want children, discuss that. You cannot get with somebody and, decide that you both want children, and then, 2, 3 years into a relationship, you just decide you don't want any children. Like, it doesn't work that way. You have to be honest, because no one should waste their time. 10 years is a long time. That's 10 years that you will never be able to get back. People need to be open and honest with what they really want to do in these relationships, and stop trying to be in a relationship just to say you have a man, just to say you have a woman, just to say that you're a fiance. Take this shit seriously, because it really affects not only your life, not only that other person's life, but if you bring children into the world, it also affects the children. children's lives. You know what I'm saying? But again, when I say this, somehow I'm mean, I'm judging. You know, it is what it is. The people who understand where I'm coming from, thank you guys. Thank you guys for having common sense and discernment. It's not about judging. It's about wanting people to do better. We have enough divorce households. We have enough single parent households. We have enough people not, ever walking down the aisle. We need to start with communication. We need to all be on the same page as women and men and stop, trying to front for social media and stop trying to front for people who really don't care about your relationship. This situation is really sad because they've been together for a long time and that man has held her down through all her struggles, from her losing her family to her weight loss journey. He's been by her side, and to see them breaking up like this is really, really sad. But like I said, that Ellen interview didn't sit well with me when she made that statement. You should never be that comfortable, think you have that much power over somebody to the point where you say on national television, he ain't going nowhere. That's not cool. It's very, very emasculating and very, very rude because that man has held her down from day one. So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that like button and make sure you click that bell so you can be down with the notification squad, honey. So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. All right. Deuces. Hey you guys, it's your girl T. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share my videos. You can also visit Lovelyti.com to purchase any merchandise. Also, don't forget to click the boxes down below to watch any of my previous videos. Talk to y'all later. Deuces.